Chairman of the full committee, the gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Rogers.
The gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank the Chairman for yielding. I rise today to commend this bill to our colleagues and urge that it be passed. It includes $27.5 billion in federal spending. That's a reduction of $2.1 billion below last year, $3.8 billion below the President's request. Some have complained that these cuts are too much, too fast. But it's important to remember that these agencies and programs have seen unprecedented, massive increases in spending in recent years. This sort of excess has contributed to our astronomical debt and is threatening our recovery. We simply can't fund unnecessary and ineffective programs when we are borrowing 42 cents on every dollar we spend. We just simply can't afford it. This legislation makes smart, significant cuts across each and every agency funded by this bill. The bill still adequately funds the agencies that are important to the health of our citizens, the stability of our economy, and the preservation of our environment. But we've made some priority adjustments in areas that can and should withstand lower budgets. Some areas that will see bigger reductions include climate change programs, which has trimmed 22% from last year, and land acquisition funding, which is at a level nearly 79% lower than last year. Frankly, many of the cuts in this bill are just plain common sense, particularly when it comes to the Environmental Protection Agency. The reductions and provisions in this bill were made with very good reason to rein in unparalleled, out-of-control spending and job-killing over-regulation by the EPA. Though we all appreciate the core mission of the EPA, this agency has lost grips with economic reality and has become the epitome of the continued and damaging regulatory overreach of this administration. We can't allow an agency to circumvent the authority of Congress, especially when it has such destructive effects on our nation's economic recovery. I'd like to say that we've heard from Americans all across the country and across every sector of the economy who attribute harsh regulatory burdens to their economic uncertainty that's crushing job growth. It's my hope that this legislation sends the message loud and clear. Legislation by regulation must stop. We've restricted funding for EPA personnel, as well as addressed EPA's flawed greenhouse gas regulations and de facto moratorium on mining permits in Appalachia. It's my hope that provisions like these will return the EPA to a better working order, facilitating a more effective government, sending money where it really needs to go, and removing burdensome barriers to job creation to clear the way for economic recovery. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank Chairman Simpson and Ranking Member Moran, the subcommittee and all of the staff for all their hard work on this very tough bill. Chairman Simpson has led the way on an excellent bill. I think that makes good on our promise to reduce government spending with real significant spending reforms. His subcommittee, Mr. Chairman, held 22 oversight hearings, more than any other of the 12 subcommittees on appropriations. I'm confident that they've gone above and beyond their duty to ensure that these cuts come from wasteful and redundant programs. I know these decisions were not made lightly, were not made easy, but they are responsible and will help us move in the right direction. Although it's been difficult at times, the House should be proud to be moving this year's appropriations process in regular order, the first time in years. With this bill, we will have finished more than half of the fiscal 12 appropriation bills before the recess, and nearly all of the bills have been moved through subcommittee or full committee, therefore are on cue to come to the full body. This return to regular order has contributed to thoughtful, collaborative appropriations bills that reflect the will of the American people and will help get our nation's finances in order. I urge my colleagues to support this bill and yield back.
The gentleman from Kentucky yields back. The gentleman from Idaho reserves. The gentleman from